What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon466 Cards, and today we're going to talk about the sports cards market. Is it dropping or is it not? A few days ago, Jeff Wilson put out this video. You can see the thumbnail here on your screen, talking about the market dropping. Is it time to panic? What are we going to do? A few days later, Dan the Card Man made a reaction video basically saying he was surprised to hear this. He was surprised to hear Jeff talking about the sports cards market dropping and tanking because that wasn't the market that he was experiencing in his day-to-day. And I guess this makes this video a reaction video to a reaction video. Somewhere the sports card dad is proud. Sorry, Dustin, I had to. It's too easy. And so what are my thoughts on this? Is market tanking or is it not tanking? Falling or not falling? Because one person, Jeff, sports card investor, is saying it's tanking, it's falling, and Dan the Card Man is saying it's not. And the answer actually is they're both right. And the reason they're both right is because they're not actually talking about the same sports card market. And I know there isn't enough discussion about this, but it's not just one amorphous market that's all exactly the same and they all act in the same way. It's not true at all. They are many different markets within the sports card market. So let me explain. Let's start off with sports card investor. He focuses, based off of his name, obviously on investor cards. And so that is the whole point of his content. That's a large part of his audience. So that's going to be the feedback that he gets from his viewers and in his Facebook group and all that kind of stuff. That is the focus of what he does. And so when I say investor cards, what I mean are silver prisms, kabooms, downtowns, stained glass, etc., etc. All these cards that are largely bought and sold as investment rather than as PC cards, as cards that people want to enjoy just because they love cards, right? These are more of an investment, and these are the cards that sports cards investor, obviously based off his name, that's what he looks at. And they've gone down. Like, there's no two ways about it. And when I think about investor cards, I think about all of the QBs and their Prism base or Prism silver cards. If you haven't watched the videos I've made, I'm making a monthly series or a monthly recap of every single quarterback card that exists. They're generally a Prism Silver or a Prism Base, and tracking them from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. This is the first month of the season so far. I made the prediction that at least 14 of the 16 of them, you won't get your money back. And when I say the 16, they're the young quarterbacks from the last 4 or 5 years. And I'll be making one about the November prices and updating the spreadsheet. But you can see on the right here, a lot of red among these top 16. When you get down to the ones below, there's a lot less red actually. But these are the quote unquote investor grade quarterbacks. And you can see they've gone down quite a bit since just the first month and a change in the season. So this doesn't come as a surprise to me. The reason why is the easy money's gone. All the money that caused the bubble to go up, it has now left the market, and all the money that was pumped in was basically because people did this to invest and make money. The world is normal again, and a lot of these investor flipper types, they've left. They're gone. And one person that comes to mind is the comeback card investor. He was here for a hot minute. He liked cards for a hot minute, and now he's gone. And he is definitely by far not the only person. There have been a few people that I still follow on IG who haven't made a post, haven't made a peep in a long time, and they're clearly out of the card market because, again, they were here for the money and now they're gone. They weren't here for the love of cards. And as a result, you have these people leaving. That means a decreased demand in these investor cards, and as a result, those prices go down. But that's not what Dan the Card Man buys. He's an actual collector. And so when you go through his when you go through his YouTube page, it becomes clear very quickly that he's not investing in cards. He's buying them because he likes them. And not the only, but many people that are still left in the sports card market are actual collectors. Some people might have come in to be investors, but the people that are still here generally will actually have a love of cards deep down. And so we're going back to more of a collector mindset and not an investor mindset. And that's why the investor card market is down, whereas the true collector market isn't doing as bad. So if you look at his videos, like you can see here, these are not investor cards by any means. They're soccer cards. Obviously, this one I believe is a Pele, so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit nicer, but he's not buying these to flip these in 16 months, 12 months. Even that Mickey Mantle PSA 8 card that went down by $1 million, it was resold within a couple of years. That's not a collector. That's someone who was looking to make a buck, right? And so when you get that type of turnover very quickly, it's just going to cause prices to go down. Whereas the cards that Dan's looking at, he wants to keep them as a collector. He's not looking for investor cards. He's here because of the love of cards, because he thinks they're cool. And so when you're looking at those type of cards, they haven't been hyped up as investments. They're going to generally be more obscure and rare. So that means they have less room to fall because they don't have the hype to build it up to get to a bubble stage so that they crash. They just have less room to fall. And so that's the video. It's just that, Dan and Jeff, they're both right. They're just talking about two different card markets. The investor card market, not doing well. The collector market, doing okay. I'm not saying it's doing great, but it's not feeling the same downward trend or severe downward trend as the investor card market. So that's it. That's the video. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these thoughts that I have about these two different markets. I've obviously simplified it a lot by calling it investor and collector markets. There's obviously more nuance in that, but generally the concept, I believe, is sound. Now, as we always do on the channel, we preview the next video. This one's a little bit different. I'm actually previewing a two-part series that will be coming up. The two videos are actually going to be talking about the National, and specifically the National's finances. So that's what the next two videos will be about. They'll be coming out in the following week. So stay tuned on that one. I think there will be interesting insights and thoughts that I share with you. So I would love to hear your comments on them. So definitely stick around and take a look at those. Subscribe if you haven't already. So thank you as always for listening and watching. I will talk to you all soon. Cheers.